Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Potomac and Chesapeake Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you are here. My name is Catherine, and I will be the facilitator for this session. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here ready and available to answer your questions. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to check the schedule on the website for more. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded, including this one, and will be available at strivescan.com/PCACAC. We are currently in session B2, where my mouse is circling at the moment. And this is also the same order of presentations. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way and introduce our first representative from the University of Redlands.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sejal Wadi, and I am coming to you from the University of Redlands here in Southern California. I'm going to just walk you through a bit of information about who we are and how things work here at Redlands. So we're a small private college in Southern California, located in the suburbs of LA. We have around 2,400 undergraduate students. Also know our school is a residentially focused institution, so we guarantee housing for all 4 years. And student life in general is a really big part of the Redlands experience. There's a lot of different ways and spaces where you can get involved. Redlands is really the home for our students, and students tend to live on campus all 4 years. We also consider ourselves an inclusive and socially conscious institution. And our goal is to educate the hearts and minds of our students. So we really want to make sure that we are educating the whole person. We want to make sure that we provide opportunities for you to grow in your academic and career interests, but we also want to make sure that you grow as a person, that you understand the importance of community and service. So we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to jump into academics. On the screen now, you can see the different majors that we have to offer. As I mentioned, we are a small school. So what this means is, with the exception of our School of Music and our Johnston program, we do not admit by major. So this makes the application process very easy. It means that everyone goes through the same process, and it means that all of our students, except for those who are part of our specialty school, will start out as undeclared. That gives you time to come, explore, see what we have to offer. And then you have some time to choose your major. You have until the end of your second year to choose your major. The only students who have to go through a special process are any students who want to study in our School of Music. We have a classically based conservatory style School of Music. Students have to audition for that. And then our Johnston program, for anyone who wants to be able to create their own major, you'd have to apply to be part of our Johnston program, where you get a lot of independence and you can create what you want. So again, very easy process at Redlands. A few other things to know, regardless of whether you're studying biochemistry or philosophy, business, or studio art, that classes are small at Redlands. Our student faculty ratio is around 13:1. All classes are taught by our faculty. We don't have teachers' assistants or graduate assistants who teach classes. And we're really big believers in experiential-based learning. We want to get you out of the classroom. That might look like study abroad. It might look like research. It might look like internships. But it is very important to us that you have experience out the classroom. We believe when you're in college, your learning should not just be textbook learning, but you should have opportunities to see how your learning plays out in real-life situations. And so, again, this lists some of the opportunities. So if it's study abroad, again, a lot of different options. Any major can study abroad. We have over 100 programs for students to choose from. It might also look like an internship connected to your class, or maybe one over the summer. Same with research. That might be research during the school year, and of course, paid research over the summer. Community service, field work, professional development, but there's a lot of different ways that you can have these really awesome experiences that really allow you to add some depth to the different academic programs that you might be studying at our school. And so I'll wrap things up by walking you through our admissions process. So if you want to, apply to Redlands, the first step would be to complete your common application and all the necessary sections of that. And then you also need to send us a transcript and letters of recommendation. We are test optional, so it's completely up to you whether you'd like to submit a test score, and that is a permanent decision. So not just this year and last year because of COVID, that was a permanent policy change that we've made. So again, everyone needs to submit Common App, transcripts, letters of rec, and test scores. And we have different decision options. You're able to decide which decision you want to apply for, but either way, we need the same things. And then also know we offer a variety of financial aid. We know finances are always a big concern for families. And so you can receive money based on financial need after you've completed a FAFSA. We also give academic scholarships, talent awards, and work studies. So your financial aid package could be made up of multiple things. As long as you submit all the parts for your application and complete a FAFSA, know that our office will have all that we need to evaluate you for financial aid, and we will send you a financial aid package. That's a little bit about who we are and how things work. We would love to connect with you one-on-one. So feel free to send us an email or follow us on social media where you can learn more about our university. We do virtual tours all the time on Instagram. We have virtual visits as well as in-person visits. And again, if you have any questions, we would love to connect with you one-on-one, and you can contact us at admissions@redlands.edu. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.
Great, thank you. The next representative is from St. Mary's College. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. My name is Brianna Kenyon-Dewey. I am an admissions counselor at St. Mary's College. I am also a graduate from St. Mary's College. I graduated in May of 2021. And today I'll just be giving you a brief overview of who St. Mary's College is, what we have to offer, and how we can make sure that you are finding the absolute best fit for you in your college experience. So just a brief overview, St. Mary's College is an all-women's Catholic liberal arts institution located in Notre Dame, Indiana. We have about 1,600 students in our student population. Out of those students, about 2/3 of them come from out of state. So there's a common misconception that with smaller schools like this, there's a possibility that a lot of those students that attend those colleges may come from a regional area. That's not the case here at St. Mary's. We have students from all over the country, 40 different states and territories, as well as 6 different countries. We have 22% of our students that are students of color, and 27% are first generation. So jumping into academics, one thing that we love to boast is our individualized experience. From the moment you get to St. Mary's, you're paired with a faculty advisor, and that faculty member will walk you through your entire process when it comes to choosing your major, figuring out if you want to add any minors, if you want to double major. And so they walk you through all those steps throughout those 4 years. They're also there to help you when you're scheduling classes, when you're getting ready to start your senior comprehensive project. We have a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio and an average class size of 16. So you're getting that personalized experience. Our professors, our faculty really care about our students, and we're making sure that there's a very individualized approach when you're in the classroom and when you're out of the classroom. We have over 50 academic programs that are available at St. Mary's College. Some of our most popular programs you can see on the screen include nursing, education, business, sciences like our biology program. We have a speech language pathology program that's one of our most popular as well. You also have the option to design a major. If one of the majors that we have at St. Mary, if one of the majors that you're interested in isn't offered at St. Mary's. So that's a great option for our students. And another part of St. Mary's that we're very proud of is our statistic up here at the top. So you can see that 95% of our students are employed full-time or enrolled in grad school or engaged in some other full-time activity within 1 year of graduation. So in terms of a women's college, I know sometimes there can be a little bit of hesitancy when it comes to attending an all-women's institution. But I know, speaking from personal experience, that it was one of the best things that had ever happened to me. I learned so many great skills about using my voice, about having confidence, about knowing how to stand up for myself. And so I think those are already great benefits. But statistics also show some great benefits to attending a women's college as well, in terms of being able to complete a graduate degree and also being prepared for your job post-grad. So we also offer a number of endless opportunities. This includes over 500 different clubs and organizations between us and our two institutions that are right next door. So we are right across the street from the University of Notre Dame and right next door to Holy Cross College. So that really breeds an interesting environment that we have at St. Mary's. Our tri-campus community is what we like to call it. Students are free to participate in any of the clubs and organizations across any of those three campuses. They're also allowed to take classes at any of those three campuses as well and participate in sporting events, different types of clubs and activities, choirs, all types of different things. So it really makes for a great experience. You can kind of have the best of both worlds in that sense. We also offer a number of different faith and spirituality opportunities, service opportunities. About 80% of our students participate in service. We've got 8 NCAA athletic teams and also the opportunity for study abroad. We have over 30 different programs available for our students, and every student is free to study abroad at St. Mary's. So in terms of our application process, so we've got our early decision and our regular decision. With our early decision, you do get a couple of benefits if you apply early decision. So you'll get first pick for your classes in the fall when you start. You'll also get first pick for your residence hall where you'll be living your first year. So some aspects of our application include the application itself, which is available on the Common App for free. Your high school transcript, a personal essay, your test scores. We are test optional, so you have the option to not turn in your test scores if that's something you'd like to do. And then your secondary school report, which is basically just a school profile from your counselor, as well as a letter of recommendation from your counselor as well. A nice perk of St. Mary's is also that we offer 100% of our students at St. Mary's scholarships and financial aid. That's in the form of merit scholarships and also need-based aid. And of course, if you're interested in St. Mary's or you have any questions, feel free to ask me, but we also love for our students to stay engaged and to visit whenever they have a chance. So be sure to check out any of the events that we have. The link is available up on the screen. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. We really appreciate it. Just a friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to please feel free to submit those using the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen. Any questions at all, our representatives are here to help answer any questions you have. They are here and available. The next representative is from the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. You may be on mute.
I was both muted and invisible. You would think after 18 months we would have figured this out, but
no worries.
Alas, we have not. But hi, everyone. Thanks for enduring the technical difficulty there. My name is Katie, and I am the Southeastern U.S. Recruitment Coordinator for the University of Minnesota. I'm based out of Washington, D.C., but work with students all across the country. So just to start off, some information about the University of Minnesota. We are the Division I, Research I, land grant, Big Ten, flagship university of the state of Minnesota. We have about 31,000 undergraduate students and an additional roughly 20,000 graduate students. So in a typical year, we have about 50,000 students on our campus, and then we are located directly in Minneapolis and St. Paul, which is a metro area of about 3.5 million. So it's a large school in a large city, which I think is exactly equal parts daunting and exciting. I'm happy to talk about all of that. First thing I want to touch on are our academics. We do have pretty rigorous academics at the University of Minnesota. We are split into 8 different academic colleges that students are admitted to directly, and there are 150 majors across these 8 different colleges. We are an R1 doctoral university, which is the highest designation you can get for research nationwide. So it means that we put out a lot of research and are getting a lot of funding for research. We are also the land grant university of the state of Minnesota. Means a lot of things, but one of the things that it means specifically for us is that 90% of the research happening throughout the entire state is happening directly on our campus. So if you're interested in research, it's a fantastic place to be. If you're not interested in research or don't know if you're interested in research, it's also a great place to be because it will inevitably become a part of your time at the university. We do have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and 80% of our classes have fewer than 50 students in them. About 65% have fewer than 30. And when you graduate, you're joining nearly 500,000 living alumni. So people who are anything from Tony Award winners to former US vice presidents to Nobel Prize winners to researchers, really successful in every field. Of course, it's important to talk about our remarkable students as well. As I mentioned, every year we have about 6,000 freshmen. The average admitted student is in the top 13% of their high school class. 1/3 of our student body is from out of the state of Minnesota. So you would not be totally lost among a sea of Minnesotans. All 50 states are represented on our campus. I will also say our campus is becoming increasingly more and more diverse, which is one of the top priorities of the university. We've had a 53% increase in students of color in the last 10 years, and our current class is the most diverse in U of M history, and that's changing again for the better every single year. Nearly 1/4 of our students are also the first in their family to attend college, and all of these students are highly, highly engaged. Every student is involved in a vast majority of students are involved in at least 2 different clubs and organizations, of which we have over 900 on our campus. I do want to touch on our location because not all that many people have spent a ton of time in Minneapolis. But to be honest with you, I think it's one of our absolute biggest benefits. We are located directly in the city, so you see the skyline from our campus. And a benefit of that is that you have access to our incredibly diversified economy. There are 17 Fortune 500 companies in the city, which is the highest per capita of anywhere in the country. And so our students are interning at places like Target Corporate and General Mills and 3M and Best Buy, all while undergrads. But of course, you also have the opportunity to experience our thriving nonprofit sector, excellent education, excellent healthcare, strong arts community, and we're a train ride away from the state capitol. So if you're interested in government or policy, there's options for that as well. The Twin Cities are also just really fun. We have fantastic arts, as I've mentioned, a professional sports team for every sport, a nationally ranked parks system. The Mississippi River runs right down the middle of our campus. And then you might know Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes. It's actually closer to 100,000 lakes, and about 10 of the major ones are directly in the city. So you have access to that. It's fantastic outdoor space. The Twin Cities also has enormous cultural and ethnic diversity. So you're constantly meeting people from all over the world. It means there's excellent food, excellent cultural events, and a really strong community in the city and on our campus. I do always like to touch on our 4 distinct seasons. I think people are often very wary of Minnesota winters, which is fair. They do get kind of brutal, but it means that there's an enormous amount of winter culture, and we do have 3 really distinct other seasons as well. And then all of this is fantastic because it's a super low cost of living. So right now I live in Washington, D.C., and Minneapolis is 55% cheaper than D.C. So as a place to launch your career and start, have an apartment as you first graduate from college, it's a great place to be. All of this wraps up at a pretty exceptional value. We do have a 93% retention rate. So of our 6,000 freshmen, 93% of their returning are for their sophomore year, which I think indicates a lot of things, but perhaps most importantly, the ability to pay and find belonging. We do offer a wide variety of merit and need-based scholarships, like every other institution here. No student is ever paying for more than 13 credits at a time. And just so you know, the average student is taking usually anywhere from 14 to 16 at a time. And I think all these things are the reason for our pretty exponential growth for out-of-state students. In the last 10 years, there's been a 345% increase in our out-of-state students. To apply is pretty simple. You can either fill out the application through the Common App if you're already using that, or just the app on our website. We have 3 deadlines and none of them are binding. Early Action 1, Early Action 2, and the final deadline. If you're applying for nursing, you must apply by November 1st, but other than that, it's totally up to you. The earlier you apply, the earlier you hear back. And I think that is probably the quickest information I could give. If you have any other questions, you can email that first email. There is my direct email, or you can always email our general admissions email as well. And we hope to see you applying.
Great, so much information. Thank you. The next representative is from Western Colorado University.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Catherine. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alejandro. Yes, that's a little difference. No, I do not have 2 first names or last names. I'm Alex. You can call me Alex or Al. I'm a regional director of recruitment for Western. Western Colorado University is located in the heart of the Rocky Mountain in Gunnison, Colorado. Just to kind of dive into it, we are located 4 hours south of Denver. Now, we're in a small town. It's about 9,000 people. That's including Western student enrollment of 3,400 students. So we roughly have about 3,000 of them being undergraduate, 400 of them being graduate students. So it's a small town. Even though it's small, though, there's a lot of things to do and there's something for everybody. We do have Crested View, which Crested View is about 30 minutes north of town. Crested View, I want to say, it's your typical mountain town that has been taken by tourists, but I'll be honest, it is kind of a little tourist attraction. It's like gift shops, restaurants. You can ski and snowboard, which that's a big attraction for a lot of students at Western, is having the opportunity to hit the slopes between classes. Also, you can mountain bike, hike, fly fish, a lot of things to do out there. Hartman's is 5 miles south of town. It is the largest outdoor recreational area in Colorado. It's over 8,000 acres. And students, that's where your outdoor activities will most likely take place. So backpacking, mountain biking, hiking, rock climbing, and you have a dirt bike and right there. There's a shooting range. So it's a lot of the clubs at Western actually host campfires, bonfires there all the time. So it's definitely a popular spot for a lot of the students at Western. And we also have Blue Mesa. Blue Mesa is about 10 miles west of town. It is the largest body of water in Colorado. It's 20 miles long, and that's where your water activities will take place. So boating, paddleboarding, fishing, ice fishing, or you can have a nice carne asada and nice barbecue on a hot summer evening. Golly, definitely hits a spot. So there's a lot of things to do outdoors, but also indoors. We have over 50 clubs and organizations. Also, student ran clubs as soon as once it happened, and they made it happen. So we have academic clubs that run in conjunction with an academic program, like your psychology club, your sociology club, pre-med club, and then you have your passion interest club, which is, I would say, it's pretty explanatory. We do compete in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference at the Division II level. We also do have mountain sports and club sports. They're still committed, but they do have a fee. That fee just for transportation, paying the coaches, the equipment. I would say we're naturally, I say mountain sports is our bread and butter just because we're surrounded by 1.7 million acres of public land. So mountain biking, Nordic skiing, we're definitely nationally known for that. And of course, we also do have intramural sports as well. Now, Western does offer over 100 areas of studies. I would say the top 5 majors in our school will be business, anything with outdoors. Like I mentioned, we're surrounded by 1.7 million acres of public land. So recreational education, environmental sustainability, wildlife, biology, I would say those are big majors on our campus. Also education, extra sports science, and computer science and mechanical engineering. We actually just developed a partnership with CU Boulder, where students can complete their first year with us, then they'll transfer over to CU, but they remain on our campus for that 3rd and 4th year. So overall, you're receiving a CU education, a lower cost on a campus. That degree, though, it's come from CU, and like I said, students will be taught from CU professors that 3rd and 4th year. So overall, a CU education, as I mentioned. We are fully dedicated to success. I mean, that's the main priority on our campus. Well, one quick thing, sorry that I forgot. Average class size is 16. 69% of the classes are taught by a full-time professor, and 71% of those professors have tournament degrees. So Yang Tawa, so you can say, is an expert in the field. Now, like as I mentioned, we are fully dedicated to your success. We do have different resources on campus, math, writing centers, free resources for you to take advantage of. You'll be assigned an academic advisor in the field, which that advisor will guide you from your first year to your last year at Western. If you double major, you'll have 2. And then, like I said, we definitely have different resources for you to succeed in our school. Tuition and cost. Tuition for out of state is going to be over $18,000. That's definitely below the national average. 80% of the students receive some type of aid, and 100% of them are considered for merit aid. Our merit scholarships are upon acceptance, and they just go off your cumulative GPA. But those scholarships range from $8,000 to $10,000 a year. That's a renewable scholarship that you'll receive for 4 years, as long as you maintain that GPA of 2.75. Now, like I mentioned, it's upon acceptance, and it will go off your GPA. We're going test optional moving forward, which leads me to my next thing, how to apply. You can apply to the Western application or through the common application. Regardless how you apply, you will need to send us your transcripts. There's an application fee of $30. Definitely reach out to me or the admissions office, and we'll give you that promo code to waive that fee. And then, as I mentioned, we're going test optional for admissions and also scholarships purposes. If you're below a 3.1 GPA, or 50 percentile students get admitted to Western have a 3.1 to a 3.9 GPA. If you're below that range, definitely submit any material that will help support your application. Anything that you submit for us, we'll definitely look at before we place the decision. Now, we have rolling admissions, so we'll take applications up to the day of classes. I would definitely recommend visiting campus. I mean, I would recommend visiting your top 3, top 5 schools, depending on how many you apply for. Make sure you visit them. It's crucial that you do. You can visit our campus Monday through Friday and Saturday upon request. The ones during the weekdays include an information session, a campus tour. And then if you want to meet with a coach, professor, student, whoever it might be, we can definitely arrange that as well. Where you can go to western.edu/visit to schedule a campus visit. If you can't make it on campus, that's totally fair. We totally understand. You can visit western.edu/recruitment events to just see any of the upcoming virtual events that we have coming up this fall, and also as well later on this year. That's all the information I have for you. My contact information is on there, as well as admissions. Especially, as I mentioned, we are giving that promo code to waive the application fee. So definitely reach out to us, and we'll be happy to give you that, and also just answer any questions you have about Western. But thank you for your time.
Thank you. Just another friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to submit those using the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen. Any questions you have about the college application process, or even if you have a specific question about any of our institutions presenting this afternoon, that you can also submit your questions there. We encourage you to also include the school name. Our next representative is from the University of Wyoming.
Good afternoon, everyone, or I guess good evening for many of you based on location. My name is Katie Carroll, and I am an assistant director at the University of Wyoming. We are located in beautiful Laramie, Wyoming, so very close to Western Colorado University, I guess a few hours away, but we are about 2.5 hours north of Denver, Colorado. We're located at 7,220 feet in elevation. So we do have one of the largest, or the highest, I should say, Division I football stadium in the nation. So our big joke is got oxygen when you get to campus. We are surrounded by tons of outdoor opportunities for a gorgeous adult playground with our mountains and streams to go fishing on. Laramie is actually also home to the only four-year institution in the state of Wyoming. We have a total enrollment of just under 12,000 students with a student to faculty ratio of 14:1. So we are a large state institution, but we do have that small personalized approach as well. 90% of our classes are taught by faculty members, and those average class sizes range about 30 students. We are very proud to report that just under 90% of our graduates last year were in grad school or had a job 6 months post-graduation. So we do have a big focus on really what comes next once you've finished at the University of Wyoming. Like I mentioned, lots of outdoor opportunities. So really whichever direction you head from campus, north, south, east, or west, we have over 100 miles of biking trails, 2.9 million acres of access to national forest for both winter and summer sports, as well as lots of hiking, climbing, mountain biking. I joke that pretty much any outdoor activity you can do beyond surfing that you can add an ing to, you can do within about 30 minutes of our campus. As I mentioned, we are a Division I state school, so Division I athletics. We also offer club sports and intramural sports for those of you who maybe have played in high school but don't want to continue at the Division I level. We have a phenomenal fraternity and sorority life program, or Greek system. So a lot of opportunities for leadership, student engagement, really focusing on the pillars of each of those chapters. A very strong fine arts program as well. So theater, dance, 300 clubs and organizations to participate in, as well as a very strong student government opportunity on campus for our students as well. You'd be hard pressed to meet a University of Wyoming alumni who is not proud and excited to sit and talk to you for many, many hours about how wonderful their time was on campus. So the love and loyalty that goes into the Cowboy family is quite strong, and we're very proud to be graduates of our institution. Talking a little bit about academics, we offer 200 areas of study, similar to some of my colleagues in their institutions on this 6x6. We are a land grant institution, so we were founded on our College of Agriculture and Engineering, but we do offer everything from accounting through to zoology. Very easy to double major, add a minor. Our honors college provides a lot of opportunities for students to really dive deeper into their education and still graduate in time, but having that honors curriculum as part of their academics. You can check out all of our majors there through our university catalog on our registrar's website. And let's talk a little bit about the admissions process. So like many of our colleagues, we have gone test optional for the fall of 2022. So we really will primarily focus on your high school transcript. We would encourage all students to complete our high school success curriculum, which includes 4 years of English, math, and 4 years of science. We also look for 3 years of social sciences, so your history, government type of courses, and then 4 years of additional coursework. This could be foreign language, more math, more science. We do ask that at least 2 of these courses are sequenced. So a Spanish 1, Spanish 2, French 1, French 2. Ideally, we would like to see a 3.0 GPA or above, but being a land grant institution, we really are focused on access to college. So if you are below a 3.0 GPA, do know that we have a holistic review process and an opportunity to participate in what we call Fall Bridge. If you have further questions about that, please feel free to reach out to any of our staff in our office, and we would definitely like to give you a few more details on that. We do work on a rolling admissions process. 2 deadlines though to keep in mind. If you are looking at our direct entry nursing program, you do have to apply and be admitted to the university by February 1st. Same if you are interested in any of our pharmacy programs, you would need to apply and have everything submitted by December 1st. We are a common application member school, or you can apply through our website with our regular application, which takes about 30 minutes to complete. A $40 application fee. And then, as I mentioned, we would primarily look at your high school transcript. And then we have gone tests optional for 2022. Last but not least, definitely talking the cost of attendance piece, looking for those of you coming from out of state. We do offer some really great opportunities through our brown and gold commitment grid. As you can see on the screen, if you do have a test score, ACT or SAT, we will review both. You can use that top horizontal axis along with the vertical left-hand axis, and wherever the 2 combine within that grid would be a guaranteed discount while you're at the university. The far right-hand side would be how we would award if you were looking test optional. We do have a specific recruiter for you who will be kind of that Potomac Chesapeake area. Her name is Adrienne Loveland. Her contact is on the screen. Please feel free to reach out to her. Or we'd love to have you come visit campus or meet with any of our other staff if we can help answer any questions for you. Thanks for having us this afternoon, and have a great rest of your day.
Wonderful, thank you. Our last representative, but certainly not least, is from Clemson University.
Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well on this Sunday afternoon. My name is Monica Rodman, and I'm an admissions counselor at Clemson, as well as a very proud alum. So I'm excited to share just a little bit about my alma mater with y'all today. The first thing I want to do is just give you some framework of what it looks like to be a student at Clemson by our numbers. So at Clemson, we have 26,000 total students. So we are medium, leaning a little bit towards large, but by and far, the majority of our students are undergraduates. So that 26,000 number does include graduate students working towards their master's, their PhD, but we have 20,000 undergraduates working towards that four-year bachelor's here at Clemson. And the way I would describe how that feels on campus is that you will see your friends on the way to class, but you may not see quite everyone you know on the way to class. So it's definitely a nice medium. And then as you can see with this middle graphic, most of our students are coming to us from up and down the East Coast. We like to keep about a 60% in-state, 40% out-of-state student ratio. And our student body does have all 50 states represented, as well as a good number of other countries from around the globe. So there's a lot of different perspectives that our students are bringing to campus. And we like to make sure that we're maintaining a really strong sense of community in the classroom as well. So on this page, you can also see that 16:1 student faculty ratio, as well as our 19 median class size. And so we want to make sure you can get to know other students while you're learning, but also that your professors are going to be really accessible to you. We provide a ton of different opportunities for hands-on learning, which I'll touch on again in just a minute. But then also in terms of support services, two of the numbers that we're most proud of are our 83% graduation rate, which has actually increased to 85%, but we just haven't quite updated this slide yet. And then also our 93% freshman retention rate, because those help show that we are providing the resources that our students need to be successful. And then when we're talking about academics and majors at Clemson and what that looks like, we have over 80 different majors housed within 7 academic colleges. So chances are we have exactly what you're looking to study. But at Clemson, we are best known for business, for engineering, and for agriculture. But like I said, we have plenty of things for you to get involved with. And then when we're looking at what it looks like to be involved with your education and hands-on, not just inside the classroom, but also outside of it, research and study abroad are two of the main opportunities we have for Clemson students. I'll also touch on internships in just a minute. But for research, one of the myths I want to kind of debunk is that the only types of research available to students are what you see in this picture with students who have their lab coats on, they're in a lab setting. A lot of times students think that research is reserved for STEM, and at Clemson, it's definitely not. I was an English major during my time at Clemson, and we even had students in my department doing research on the representation of women in historical literature. We have students who do research with Legos, who build cars, even students who get scuba certified and then go down to the Florida Keys to plant baby coral reefs. So lots of opportunities for that in every academic program. And then for study abroad, we generally have about 1,500 students that will go all over the world each year. And then getting your Clemson degree is important. Using it after graduation is probably more important. Our career services, they not only help with full-time placements after graduation, they will also help with internship placements. So they'll do resume, cover letter workshops, interview workshops to help you brush up on those interview skills. They are consistently ranked as being one of the best career services in the entire country. Speaking again as an alum, I can also say they're just very nice people. And they're definitely the reason we have that 96% employment rate within 6 months of graduation. And then before I do a brief overview of our admissions process, I do want to highlight student life. At Clemson, our students definitely have a work hard, play harder mentality a lot of the time. So many of our students will be involved in one or more of our 550 plus clubs and organizations. There is everything up to and including the Chocolate Milk Club. So lots of different things to choose from. School spirit is also very strong at Clemson, and our students love to go out and support our student athletes. With 19 Division I teams, something is almost always going to be in season. And then if you're athletically inclined yourself, then not only can you get involved with club and intramural sports, but we're also right next to Lake Hartwell, the Blue Ridge Mountains. We have over 17,000 acres of forest that are part of our campus. So if you enjoy hiking, backpacking, whitewater rafting, sailing, anything like that, there's lots of opportunities to stay active that way as well. And then the last thing that I want to share with you is just a brief overview of our admissions process, especially focusing on kind of the nitty gritty of it with dates and deadlines and that kind of thing. So at Clemson, we don't have early action or early decision. What we do have are priority deadlines. And what that means is that as long as you hit submit on the application by December 1st, make sure to complete the application by December 31st, you will automatically be considered as a priority applicant. So you are more likely to get in. You're also automatically reviewed for all academic merit scholarships at Clemson, and you're guaranteed to receive a decision by the week of February 15th in the spring. And then the last two things I want to highlight for this page are going to be that we are test optional for seniors, but for juniors and underclassmen, we're not planning to be test optional in the future. But if you are a senior, you choose to apply test optional, you still will receive full and complete consideration for both admission and scholarships. And then also that our application is available through Common App, Coalition, and we have a Clemson specific application on our website as well. And if you want to go more in depth on anything I touched on or more, I will put my contact information in the chat, as well as a link for some of our virtual visits as well. So with that, thank you so much for coming and joining us to learn a little bit more about our schools today.
Yes, thank you so much to all our representatives for being here. And we are excited to now pivot into our Q&A portion of this session. So we do have some time left. And so I invite all our representatives at this time to go ahead and turn on their cameras to get ready to unmute themselves. And we'll go ahead and get started with our first question here, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Again, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented in.
All right, so two things I always tell students going through the process. One is to reach out to us. That is why we are here. Every college and university has an admissions office. Most have people designed to specific territories. And so reach out to them. We are here to help you, to guide you, to answer questions. So reach out to the individual colleges and universities that you're applying for so we can give you help. And the second thing is to breathe. Make sure that you breathe. It is it's a long distance marathon run, not a sprint, right? So you're going to be doing this, but also you have other things happening. It is your senior year. Things are sort of ish open, right? So like enjoy senior year, enjoy hopefully seeing your friends, take a breath, make sure that this college admissions process doesn't dominate your whole senior year.
I think my word of advice would probably be to take everything one step at a time. I know for me personally, when I applied to high school or to college, I just had everything was going on at once and I didn't know where to start or what I should be doing. So take everything one step at a time. Know that you are not the very first person to do this and that there are so many people that are on your side and they're willing to help you. I think that'd probably be my biggest piece of advice.
Hi again, folks. Yeah, great advice so far. I absolutely echo it. The other thing I always say is cast your net wide. I think if you have the opportunity to, I think it's very easy to feel like you're out of control in this process, but I want to tell you that you are in control and you get to choose what you're excited about, what you're curious about, have as many options as you can so that in the tiny time when colleges are making their decision about you, then again, at the end, you are the one in control and you get to make this decision. So many of us, again, are here to help you. So don't limit yourself at any point, and you'll absolutely end up where you need and want to be.
Two things. One, make sure you visit your top 3, top 5 schools. It's crucial that you do. You're looking for your next home. You gotta be happy with it. So make sure everything you're passionate, everything you enjoy doing, every support service you need to excel in college, make sure that school has it. So make sure you visit top 3, top 5 schools. And then the other thing is make sure you enjoy your last year of high school. High school is a very neat time in your life. I'll be honest, college is by far so much better than high school, but I mean, high school is a neat time, especially if you're involved with athletics. You're not planning to do that on the collegiate level, or you're involved with organizations. Just overall, just enjoy it, okay? And breathe.
I would encourage students to trust your gut. If you go and visit a campus, like Alex said, and you're like, oh, this is not for me, trust that feeling. But if you go and visit a school that you might even question, do I really want to see myself here? And you may fall in love. Trusting your gut may include making a pros and cons list or lots of them, and that's okay too. But go through, look at everything you loved, everything you weren't so sure of, and in the end, trust your gut, and that'll help you make the decision.
I have two pieces of advice, and one sounds incredibly type A, but I think for a lot of students, it does help with that stress because this can be a really stressful time. And it's to make a spreadsheet, go on Google Docs, make one on your laptop, or make one at school that has all the different dates and deadlines for the schools that you're looking at. That's something that can sometimes be really stressful and really confusing is, okay, so this school, I need to hit submit on the application then, but then there's letters of recommendation, or there's an essay that's due, or when do they need my test scores? Are they test optional? Are you applying to the honors college? What are the deadlines for that? Is there a separate scholarship application? So just going through, reaching out to your different schools and saying, hey, what are the big deadlines I need to be keeping an eye out for? And then putting those on a spreadsheet, and then maybe even making a little checklist so you can say confidently, yes, okay, I know that I am complete, I'm done. There's nothing else that that school needs from me. Sometimes it helps alleviate some of the stress that comes from feeling like you're missing something during this process. And then the second part is, like some of my colleagues mentioned, remembering that you have power in this process is really important, that it takes you saying yes to a school even more than it takes us saying yes to you. And that also college applications are a showcase moment. This is not a test that we're putting you through. This is when we're giving you the opportunity to show off that really hard work that you've been putting in throughout high school, to tell us who you are. And then we can help determine if we think that you would be a good fit for our school. So this is a showtime moment. This is not just we're putting you through the ringer, we're trying to make you prove yourself. This is where you're showing off that hard work and telling us a little bit more about you.
Great. All great advice. And it's always helpful to just hear from those who work directly at the respective institutions to just offer advice, to be a listening ear, and again, to be a resource if anyone ever needs to just touch base. So again, thank you so much to our representatives for being here, for being so open. We really appreciate it. And thank you to each of you for joining us. We have now reached the conclusion of this session. After we close, there'll be a very quick 5-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind filling that out for us, your feedback is greatly appreciated. This is one of many college presentations being offered today, so feel free to check out the website for more. And lastly, this session is being recorded along with many others, and you were able to revisit this recording and will be available at strivescan.com/PCACAC. Again, thank you all and have a great day.